All right. Hey, TJ, man, I appreciate you taking the time to get on here with me today and talk with me and anybody that may be watching a little bit about Gamechanger. And in doing that, just give them an idea who you are, where you practice, length of time you've been in Gamechanger, kind of the basics of you.
Okay, sure. Yeah, thanks for having me, number one. And name is T.J. Goss. I'm from Greenville, Texas. In my 6th year in practice, I've been in Gamechanger since day one. Uh, since you had the first meeting, I've been with you. And I've been thankful to have this group because it's helped me really continue to develop not only myself as a man, but also my practice. And so it just basically helps develop really every aspect of life and the plan that I'm trying to get to develop along the way.
Well, I tell you what's really crazy about it, and this is not a question always that I would ask, but you remember how you ended up at that event, the very first Gamechanger experience. I mean, I've had other events, but the very first Gamechanger experience, do you remember how you ended up there?
So basically, I really didn't have much contact with any chiropractors at all. I was just kind of practicing, and I even said, I think originally that I kind of felt, I was almost on an island because I just didn't have a lot of contact. I maybe would make the seminar possibly to get my requirements covered or something like that during the year. But other than that, I really just wasn't surrounded by like-minded individuals, and especially in chiropractic. So I remember reaching out to you and just saying, hey, if you ever do anything, keep me in mind. And then that was pretty much it. And then out of the blue, got a call or a message from you that said, hey, this is what's going on. Give it a look and see what you think. And if you're interested, like to have you there. And so that, and as far as I remember, that's what really, initiated the whole process of that happening. And for me, it couldn't have come at a better time, really. And so it was, there's that old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And, for me, it was perfect time. So it worked out really, really well in my case.
Yeah, well, I laughed because I remember sitting outside one of my son's soccer games before it started, and I was texting you. I think it was on a Saturday morning. I was texting you, and being the way that TJ is, which is quiet and mild and all those qualities I'd like to have a little bit more of myself when I see you, or at least that's what I see in you. He was like challenging me a little bit. He's like, look, I'm not coming for some dog and pony show. I don't need this. Like, yeah. And so from
That's
the
right.
very get-go, that was going on. Do you remember that?
I do remember that now. I kind of forgot that, but I do remember. I did challenge you quite a bit. I said, if this is going to be just another run-of-the-mill 2-day seminar, where everybody, kind of rah, and then you walk out and you don't actually go back and implement anything, then it's probably not the spot for me. But if you're going to step up and take some initiative, then I'll definitely be on board and I'll be right there. And to your credit, that was the most powerful 2-day event that I've ever done. And I told you that I'd be there, and I'm still here because you showed up. And so that's why I'm still here. You continue to show up for us, and it's made a huge impact in my life. And I'm starting to get to see, the impact that it's making in others' lives also. So, like I told you before, as long as this thing is going to be able to be around, I think that I'll be a part of it.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks for that. And hey, I need guys that challenge me to be better all the time too. So that's why it's worked out great. But when we got started into Gamechanger, with whatever you want to disclose here, okay, we run it pretty straight up behind closed doors. But since this can be viewed by anybody out there, what was not working for you at the time, TJ, as far as business and personal? whatever you'd like to share there.
Sure. Business was working. I was slowly growing my practice. I was checking off the boxes, and the practice was slowly growing. I was doing, starting to do well financially. Things were clicking along. My marriage was just really getting off the ground at that point. So I was in a new marriage, had it's life. Everybody's got a ton of stuff going on, so can't say that my life is any more difficult than anybody else's, but in my life, I just had a lot of stuff going on, as well as a new baby. We just come off losing a baby. I was struggling, I'd say, not with anything that was around me necessarily, but with just questioning myself. What I was doing was chiropractic even where I needed to be, just really questioning in general what I had going on. And then in doing so, that made me really not pay as close of attention to my practice as I should have been paying attention to, because, well, it's working. And so, hey, I can just kind of keep cruising here. My marriage, I wasn't, and this is a new marriage right off the bat, and so I found myself not being as engaged as I should have been. And that is unfair, not only to my wife, but also, to the children involved. And at no fault of their own. It's just through questioning myself and who I was and what I was doing, you end up not paying as much attention to the things that are the most important to you, as you should be. And so, in a way, almost slacking in several areas of my life. Along comes this opportunity, and from that experience, then ultimately from what it is that we do in Gamechanger and how we conduct ourselves, I literally started getting clear on what it is that I want. Because that's what it really came down to. I didn't have clarity in who I was or what I wanted. So through the processes that we use, clarity comes about. And through that, then I start to see who I am. And then I start to function better across the board. My practice, my marriage, with my children, finances. And while everything was there and it was good, for whatever reason, I wasn't paying as close attention as I should have. Looking back, I'm so thankful that I had that opportunity, because it's changed everything for me. And now across the board, everything is functioning at a higher level. So it all kind of comes back to that clarity, which just makes you feel better about who you are and what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I love that. And thanks for diving into that. You're a beast. You'll do the hard stuff, and you're consistent and just continue to do the work. Otherwise, honestly, anything that we do is somewhat useless if you don't apply it. And you've really, from the very first event to now, you've just continued to methodically chip away at it. And it's really cool to see the success coming your way in all those areas. And it's not without challenge. As you said, man, everybody's got their stuff. And I'm pretty convinced at this stage in my life that everybody's going to have their stuff. It's just about how well we can adapt and overcome it, and really the resources that we have. And that's, when I say resources, that's people, that's finances, that's mentality, that's the clarity that you mentioned, the certainty that's part of that. So thank you for that. Well, let me shift gears away from that stuff, which is so critical, and go, man, what's your favorite thing? What do you enjoy the most about Gamechanger? Or is there anything that you enjoy?
Yes. I mean, number one, it goes back to the first thing that I said, I think, which was that initially, I was just kind of out there on an island. I've been to a lot of chiropractic seminars just because of the position that I had right after graduation. I was just traveling and working. And so I went to a lot of seminars. But at that time, when I started in Gamechanger, I just really wasn't involved consistently with anybody. So for me, that's the one thing that I was probably looking for that it gave me. So now I am consistently in touch with a large group of other like-minded individuals who are in the same profession as me, but also who are functioning at the same level. You know, we're all working, and you get to see that happening real time, but we're all working in not just our business, but in all the aspects of our life to try to really grow as humans. So I guess that would probably be the thing that I think is the best, is that, you know, you're not there alone in this deal. It's the group together.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. And it's true. Well, and it's not surprising to me that that's a strong point for you, because, and I'm going to put it right here in recording on video, that to date anyway, as we talked the other day, like, you, as far as the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly stuff, you do it, you show up, you check in, you do all those things, and you are the only one, based on my immediate recollection, you are the only one that has actually showed up for every single training call that we've done, which that in itself shows your commitment. And that shows why that's a big part to you. But it's so critical that that's what the group does, right? Everybody shows up for each other, and you're always showing up, man, for your own life, but for other people in here in Gamechanger too. So thank you for bringing that value consistently over time. Thank you for trusting me from the very beginning, when you didn't even have a clue what I was putting together and really what it was about, or what it wasn't about, as much as anything. And you know, sticking your neck out, taking a chance, and then here we sit on here today. So if somebody out there is sitting on the fence, you know, for an upcoming event, and you know I do those on occasion, or just even getting on the phone with me and talking about what's happening for them and what Gamechanger can or cannot do, what would you say to them?
You know, you're, like you said a minute ago, I think everyone has their issues, whatever it may be, with themselves or with, you know, something that's in their life because of it's surrounded with them, their business, their family, whatever it may be. You know, there's challenges there. Just in our society, right? Today's world, if you're going to try to become a businessman, if you're going to own a practice, you're a chiropractor, it's tough. It is tough, and it is a grind. You know, for anyone that's going to try to grow really in any aspect of their life, it's not just, hey, I'm going to do this and then it's done. It's a process that you have to be willing to go through day in and day out to really get those hard-earned results. So for me, and I knew a little bit about you, man. I knew that you had a big practice, and I knew that you had done really well financially. You've made good decisions, but I didn't know you like I know you now. And so now I know, when I say it, I mean, you know, I've said it before, you know, you've been tested, you know, you've been through it. There's not much regarding business. We've talked about things, financial mistakes that we've made. You know, there's not many ups and downs that you haven't endured, that many of us who are younger in practice aren't going through similar things. So, you know, you can go it alone, and that's what I was doing. And I was making it, but I wasn't making it on the same level that I am today. It was just not the same. So if there's somebody out there that's in that same situation, or questioning or wondering, I'm going to say from personal experience that it has made a positive lasting impact in my life. And so now it's something that I appreciate and I want to protect as well. And so, I want to bring the right individuals in as well, because it's something, on one level, it's all I got. And so, it's very dear to me for that reason. But, you've been there. So to get on a call with you would be possibly a catalyst for something that could help, change their life for the better long term.
Thanks, man. Well, thanks. Well, you mentioned results, and I can wrap up this call by just saying, bro, you're getting your own results by doing the work that you're doing and being the best version of yourself that you can be. So kudos to you for those results. Thank you for leveling up the entire brotherhood of Gamechanger and what we stand for there. And thank you for being a friend. So I appreciate you. Appreciate your time today. I'll talk to you soon, man. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right, brother.
All right.